Hello and welcome back to another informative monthly edition of news for Westover Air Reserve Base. Here is a short list of what's coming your way. On October 29th, Westover hosted a VIP boss tour. With help from volunteers of the Massachusetts Employer Support of the Garden Reserve, the day included a tour of a C-5 Galaxy, a control tower tour, and a flight in a C-5 amongst other amazing activities. The James Street Gates opening has been delayed once again. So, with busy UTAs and combined UTA in December, plan on coming in accordingly. Security forces have done an excellent job with traffic flow during this time, so please be prepared and plan on using the Westover Road Gate. It's Angel Tree time again at the Airmen and Family Readiness Center. The Angel Tree program allows Westover to help its own. Whether you have used this program or contributed to it in the past, it is a great resource, so take advantage of it. Gifts will be due back to Airmen and Family Readiness no later than Saturday, December 5th at noon. Comedy Night at the Club, hosted by Jess Miller, will be happening on Saturday of both the A and B UTA. The Club Lounge opens at 4 p.m., show starts at 8. There is no cover charge. This month's topic for Westover Strong will be de-stressing the holidays. The speakers for this event will be Chaplains Zimmerman and Lange. Come by and relax. That's all for this month. Be sure to check out our website for the Patriot Magazine and be sure to like our Facebook page to keep up with everything Westover. And as always, thanks again for watching.
Oh, I don't know how long. I don't know what wars this one finished.
If I drop it, I just push it. So if I drop this breaks. Okay.
First reading was, I've always cared.
It used to be full auto, but after Vietnam, there's all different.
that actually percentage will change. It'll probably be a 50-50 deal. Half the people are full-time guard reservists or part-time guard reservists, and the other half are.
Hey Westover friends and family, it's Chaplain Zimmerman. You know, the reality of it is that for all of us, we go through seasons, and maybe for you it's right now, where we look around and go, man, there's got to be more to life than this. Maybe it's, you know, it's something that excites you, and you're like, oh, there's got to be more than this. Or maybe, you know, you kind of look around and you're like, is this it? And maybe, you know, maybe it's even more than that. Maybe it could almost feel like a little rain cloud, you know, that you used to see in cartoons or whatever. They kind of follow you around. And you're like, you know, man, is there more to life than this and what I got going on right now? And you know, for a lot of us, you know, that's easy to say and just express. And, you know, like, man, yeah, that's me right there. For others of us, we don't want to embrace or even think about that. Or maybe we can't admit that openly because, you know, it would be too much for us, or maybe, you know, you're just in a phase or a position, or maybe you're in leadership, and you know, to admit that you're just not quite satisfied and everything's not 100% okay and honky dory, you know, that it would not be wise to do that, regardless of whether you speak it out loud or you hold it inside. Every single one of us get to the point we look around and go, man, I'm just thirsty for more. And I just want to share a quick video with you and invite you to join us on Saturday nights for the next several UTAs at 1700 here in the chapel, as we talk about the idea of just thirst, and that there has to be something more, and that God has promises to satiate and to satisfy and to quench that thirst. And because the same things that he promised many, many years ago, he still promises for right now. So check out this video, and if you're thirsty, if you want to know that there's more, come join us at 1700 every UTA Saturday for Saturday night at the chapel. God bless you and have a great
As we walk out the journey of life, we each begin to thirst for something more. We want more than just life the way we know it. It's a thirst for more peace, more fulfillment, more purpose. That was God's plan all along. Since the ancient times, he has made promises that he will quench that thirst. And the promises he made long ago are the same promises he has made for us today.
Hello, I'm Major General Jay Flournoy, here at Westover Air Reserve Base in Massachusetts, and welcome to this month's Commander's Update. It's fall here in New England, near Springfield, where my wife grew up. It's a pleasure to be visiting with airmen, civilians, soldiers, sailors, and Marines here at Westover. Westover, the largest and first ever standalone reserve base in the Air Force, is home to nearly 4,000 joint military members and more than 700 civilian employees. The 439th Airlift Wing is home to 10 C-5s, the largest aircraft in the U.S. military. Last year alone, Westover's airfield handled more than 21,000 military and civilian aircraft landings and departures. As a self-contained reserve asset, Westover's mobility team brings to the fight every facet of a worldwide deployable force. This was recently underscored by Westover earning a highly effective rating on the new capstone inspection, one of only 4 such ratings in the Air Force Reserve Command. What you may not know is that Westover is a vital inspection hub for the nation's entire fleet of C-5s coming to our isochronal inspection dock, the only inspection center of its kind in the Reserve Command. As I walked around and got a chance to talk to the military and civilian members assigned here, I was impressed by the energy and professionalism of so many people here at Westover. As one example of their strategic airlift mission, Westover air crews flew nearly 75,000 hours and transported more than 200,000 tons of cargo in the decade following 9/11. In May, the 439th Airlift Wing hosted the Great New England Open House and Air Show, which saw an astounding 375,000 attendees on the base's 75th anniversary. One of the highlights of this trip was visiting the Westover Fire Station. Just last month, Westover earned a top-of-the-line honor from the Commission on Fire Accreditation International, becoming the first military or civilian fire department in Massachusetts, and the first in our Air Force Reserve Command to earn this distinction. Quite a feat. During my visit, I saw how Westover's leadership has fostered a great brotherhood with its Army, Navy, and Marine partners. I was sincerely impressed with the dedication of the people. We are one team, no scene. So until next time, go forth and conquer. General Flournoy and I are here visiting Westover to really meet the airmen, to find out what those issues may be that may be bothering you, that are impacting accomplishing mission, or maybe affecting some family life. But at the same time, we get our best ideas from the work centers, and we want to hear those ideas from the airmen. Now here at Westover, just like the many great airmen that we have across the many wings that we're responsible for and forth, it's great family. I can see the camaraderie here. We're a great organization here at Westover, with the especially it being an Air Reserve base. It's like your own property, and so it's just a great feeling being here at Westover. The Air Force is so dynamic. We're in a period of change right now. You know, Secretary James and Chief Welch, both huge proponents of the reserve component. And the Air Force at large are looking towards the Air Force Reserve for more missions to be impacting the Air Force as a whole. So where we are with Westover, more to come. Certainly Westover is the largest by landmass as far as Air Force Reserve bases that we have. So I think that in the future, near and far further, that Westover will be prominent in the planning of the Air Force as we move forward. You know what's the neatest thing that I've seen recently from Westover is the app. You have this amazing app that's on, that I even have on my iPhone right now, where I can just go in there and pick up all sorts of different information, whether it's the UTA schedule, the menu at the dining facility today, something simple as that. But it's really speaking to the diversity and experience and the talent that you have here at Westover to have that type of technology put in place. So I applaud the team here at Westover for that. I was born and raised in Hawaii, so I've come across the ocean and across this United States from a very far place. I'm stationed now in California, serving you here as your 4th Air Force Command Chief, but Hawaii is home. You know, it's always a tough question to ask that of someone from Hawaii, because we do not have an NFL team, nor do we have a baseball team as well. So it's really whoever has the nicest uniforms. But you know, Brady's got some things going there, so I think we'll be looking that way. I look forward to the rest of our visit here at Westover, and certainly appreciate the hospitality. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We went up for the environmental piece. It's a huge benefit to the environment to just burn off the grass and let it regenerate, become green. So in the spring, this will be nice and green again.
Talk about the training part. What does that entail? What do they do here that might be useful for our future?
I have about 18 wildland firefighters. They're right.
Have you ever had big fires here?
Big fires?
Yeah.
Probably not. But small fires, brush fires, yeah, we've had them before. But if we burn this off, that eliminates the fire hazard because it's already burned.
Exactly. All right. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, how many firefighters are at Westover all the time? Training.
Environmental engineering section here in civil engineering.
Okay. So tell me about the burning and what you were saying before about the different good grass, bad grass, and why this burning is important.
Well, we have the grasslands here are about 60 to 70% blue stem, which is desirable grass, and we have weeds coming in with pressure from Japanese knotweed and spotted knapweed, and we're trying to burn them out.
And any other purpose for this burn?
Well, it's helpful to minimize the mowing, particularly in the springtime when we have some grassland birds that call their home here at Westover.
And you were saying how big this is. Did you say this is the biggest grassland area in New England?
That's correct. It is the biggest contiguous grassland in New England because of every place else has been grown up or with trees or development.
Pretty.
It's about 70 acres. All told today we'll burn about 200 acres.
And that's the normal burn?
Yes, we like to do about 20% of the base per year, and that's pretty specific.
Okay. So is it 20% this time? Or... Okay. So you go to Texas every...
All my guys go to Texas all the time. They go to basic training, then they go to advanced training, then they go to officer training. It just keeps going.
Ah.
Connecticut has an academy, Mass has an academy, the government has an academy.
Are there any newbies?
I got one guy that's getting his practicals done for certification today. Once you go through all the administrative, the classroom, and all that, you do practical, and then you get signed off for a red card. Left, and he goes down there a little ways, turns again, all the way, still lift off. Really looks the closest you've ever been.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that. From here.
It'll be as close as your feet. Yeah, a lot of commercial airplanes are big too. They're not as big as these. But yep, a lot of them flash fault. They'll fly through this afternoon and get to rain until about 9:30.
Oh, okay. Constant?
Really rainy and the visibility is really low. They won't go up because they have to have a certain visibility to be able to see in front of them.
Yeah. I think I recommend going for the winter.
Probably $100.
contributions that we give to those organizations who help us in that time of need.
When you believe in something, and when you know you're doing good, that really helps when you're out there asking folks to donate to the CFC. And I want to put it in simplistic terms for you, what CFC means. It's not just another program, it's not just another thing that you put on your Oprah or your Eatly that you get. You're out there supporting agencies that are helping real people. And when I did this 20 years ago, I kind of came up with an idea that helped me. And that was, when I go to the store, and I take out 20 bucks, and I buy bread and cereal and peanut butter and jelly, my favorites, you know, I'm buying something and I'm getting something for my money, right? I don't feel like I'm giving my money away, I'm getting something for it. Well, in the CFC, if you talk to your folks in that way, when you're giving the money to the organization, CFC, you're not just giving your money away, you're buying something. I really appreciate the effort you put into this. It does help to real people. And the local agencies are another place where if you want to keep it a little bit closer to home, you can see it sometimes in your community. So when you go out there, this is a very good thing that you're doing. You should be very, very proud of it, and it is not a waste of your time at all. It is a very good thing.
Morning, everybody. Saying that it is appreciated and recognized. Let me explain a little bit about myself. I am the director of the Combined Federal Campaign for Connecticut and Westover Air Reserve Base, and the amount of money that you can put into the CSG campaign. I worked with last year at Winn because they $15,000. 43% of our campaign came in just from postal employees. Now, my wife, we were taking a subway back to Grand Central Station, and we come to a stop. Somebody had to have had a family member, a friend, an individual, somebody who was served by one of these charities.
And then we need to distribute it. And I know from logistics, getting a good deal with whoever, and doing that for sure. Just buy into the neighborhood and distribute it. I had the opportunity a few weeks ago to take one of our story, but just because of that, there's 250,000.
And we have an hour and 15 minutes of sharing in the third segment.
Here's where the CFC kind of really makes it to me. I challenge anybody to look in that organization, that book, and find where they haven't personally been affected, them or their family. I don't think you can do it. I think when you look in that book, there are organizations out there who are going to help us when we need that help. They're going to be there in our moment when we really need help. And they're not going to ask, hey, did you donate to our charity or CFC? No, they're going to be there for you. Because that's what America's about. Helping each other out in times when they're tough. And the CFC brings that together. You're able to actually cast your vote, put it to the people that you know are going to make the difference for you.
Fingers off the triggers, muzzles pointed downrange, a voice bellowed through a public address system. It's the voice of Master Sergeant Jeffrey Otis, Combat Arms non-commissioned officer in charge. All right, go ahead and release your bolts and load that second magazine. Security Forces Airmen recently headed to the Small Arms Training Range to re-qualify on M9 pistols and M4 rifles, while being the first Patriot Wing members to use the newly renovated range. Is the line safe? Master Sergeant Otis asked. His instructors motioned with their hands to confirm. The line is safe. Everything is safe at the range, from settings on the weapons to the yellow lines marking the firing line. Another barrage of firing reverberated through the range. Its new look includes more than $220,000 worth of new baffles, beams, and target posts. More than 40 years old, the firing range annually hosts between 800 and 900 airmen. The timing couldn't have been better for Master Sergeant Otis and his staff of 4 reservists in the Combat Arms Training Section. Dozens more will make the trip out to Training Avenue as the new year quickly approaches. The Combat Arms staff crouched over the SFS airmen during the September 8th training. With their red hats and laser-focused attention, the CADM airmen monitored such fundamentals as breathing correctly, trigger control, and proper weapons handling. The fundamentals taught to the SFS airmen are the same as those taught to all airmen who visit the range for their just-in-time training, said Staff Sergeant Walter Very, a reservist and CADM instructor. And firing isn't just about loading it up and aiming at the target. It starts with handling the weapon properly. It could save your life, Sergeant Very said, as he gestured toward an airman loading an M9 magazine. Knowing how to work a weapon is essential. Sergeant Very is not only experienced with weapons safety in the military, in his civilian life, he's a police officer in Lowell, Massachusetts. It makes for a long work cycle, Sergeant Very said, talking about how he manages his full-time and part-time jobs. Staff Sergeant Josh Alvarez, another CADM instructor, single-handedly ran an armory for 6 months at Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, one of the largest overseas American installations. SFS shoots twice per year, Sergeant Alvarez said. Deployers will get the same training as we go over proper stances like supported, unsupported, and prone. We train them on the basics of sight picture and sight alignment, too. CADM instructors remind airmen, even those with prior weapons experience, to take the training seriously. When you're armed with this piece of equipment every day, it's important to make sure it works, said Master Sergeant Otis. Airmen need to have a mindset coming into this training. They need to pay attention. Our classes run through the morning, where we teach the fundamentals. Then we head to the range in the early afternoon. Following the shooting, the trainees cleaned their weapons back at the Security Forces building. The most common weapons include the M9 and the M4 and M16 rifles. With changing threats across the globe, Air Force deployment guidance, which is funneled to Westover from the Reserve's Force Generation Center at Air Force Reserve Command Headquarters, calls for specific requirements. A deploying airman's first 2 crucial links are through supervisors and the unit deployment managers. With weapons training, airmen must attain specific scores before they board their overseas flights for their deployments, Sergeant Otis said. To qualify, they must hit their targets in 17 out of 24 attempts. But it starts with remembering the basics of firing a weapon. It's a smooth, steady trigger squeeze, Sergeant Very emphasized. It could be the whole base, depending on you to use it correctly.
Hey, is he good with that top notch instead of the middle one? Line's ready right, ready center, ready left. The line is ready. Contact foot.
Hey Westover friends and family, just wanted to take a minute and from the chapel team to you, wish you a wonderful and incredible Thanksgiving. We're starting to ramp up toward the holiday season, and if this time, like for so many of us is awesome and wonderful and also just crazily stressful. I just wanted to invite you to take a minute on the AUTA here in November to just breathe deep and join your chaplains for a time to just kind of talk about de-stressing the holidays and how you can do that and what it looks like. We're hosting this month's Westover Strong event on Saturday, the 7th of November at 11:30 up at the club. Come join us, grab your lunch, and let's just sit down and take a minute and look at, perhaps you've heard of the Serenity Prayer. You know, God grant me the wisdom to accept the things I cannot change, the strength and courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Man, that's just good wisdom for all of life. But we just want to encourage you and to take a look at that and process and talk about how, you know, just the holidays can be a little stressful. So come join us on the 7th of November at 11:30 for Westover Strong and your chaplains for de-stressing the holidays.
Thank you for unending grace.
drop it, I can switch it. So if I drop this breaks.
Okay.
First reason was I've always cared.
Since 3 rounds now. It used to be full auto, but after Vietnam, there's all different.
All right. He's going to be on the plate with us. If you have questions, please have them.
Coast Guard are also going to have to share in picking up that slack, and they're all part-timers that are going to do it. 49% of our military is made up of Guard and reservists. And now that actually percentage will change. It'll probably be a 50-50 deal. Half the people are full-time Guard reservists, or part-time Guard reservists, and the other half are
Tech Sergeant Mike Jasonic. I'm with the 42nd APS here at Westover in Chicopee, Massachusetts. I've been at Westover a little over 8 years now. My father was in the Air Force during the Korean War, and I kind of want to follow in his footsteps, serve the country, and just have something to be proud of. I like the job. I like driving the machinery and everything. Most of all, I would say the people in the unit, it's another family, and everyone here is really good, really helpful, and we train hard, fight harder. In 2010 I was in Iraq, and also in 2011 to close the base, and from 2012 to 2013 I was in Afghanistan. My highlight here at Westover would be coming back from a deployment and seeing everybody again.